Tomorrow morning, WTTW, along with most TV stations in the Chicago market, will take part in a test. The test will help you, our viewers, determine if your television sets are ready for next February's digital TV transition. And Christian Farr is here with more on that test. Christian, explain to us how this will work.
Okay, it's called a soft test, Eddie, and it's basically going to mimic exactly what's going to happen on February 17th of 2009. So there's going to be two tests. They're going to happen tomorrow. One's going to be at 6:53 in the morning. It's going to happen for 5 minutes. Then the second one's going to happen at 5:23 p.m. in the afternoon, and that is going to also last for 5 minutes. And again, it's going to mimic what's going to happen with the digital transition, which means all of the analog signals will be shut off during that time. And what's going to pop up on the screen is a graphic that's going to tell you if your TV is compliant. Now, if you have an analog television, doesn't have a digital converter, and you're getting an over-the-air signal, this is what you're going to get. Let me read it and tell you exactly what it is. This TV is not ready for the digital TV transition on February 17th of 2009, and it's asking you to check every TV in your home, not just the one you're watching at that point. If the TV is connected to satellite or cable, no action is needed by you. Your provider will handle that transition for you. Then there's a number on your screen, 877-388-5353. It's a computer voice prompt message that's going to be on there, but you can also sort of navigate your way to a phone bank so you can talk to a live person for that 5 minutes so you can get some questions answered about where you can get a digital converter. And for people with digital converters or digital TV, you will also see something on your screen.
The other thing the DTV test is doing is if you're watching and you see the slide, but if you're watching regular programming, we're going to have a crawl that says, this is a test, please check all the TVs in your house, because it could be that you're getting cable in your family room, in your living room, but not in your kitchen, not in your bedroom. So this is the time to check all your TVs to make sure that you're getting a digital signal, or you're capable of getting a digital signal.
The message that we just saw said that cable and satellite subscribers don't need to worry about the test. Why is that?
Okay, well, it's sort of a yes and no to that question. Let's deal with the no part of that first. If all your TVs are hooked up to cable and satellite, you probably don't need to worry about this. Talk to your subscriber. Cable subscribers don't really have to worry about this because specifically Comcast is still going to send an analog signal out. So if you have an analog television that's hooked up to basic cable, you'll still get that signal depending on where you live. If you live in the city, you might have to have a box. Where I live in the suburbs, you don't have to have a box on every single television, so you'll continue to get a signal. But contact your provider just to make sure that you can get that question answered properly. And when it comes to the yes part of that question, there is a good reason why you want to pay attention to the soft test.
But we still want people to run and check their bathroom, their spare bedroom, all of the other places in the home or apartment that maybe is not hooked up to cable television. So at 5 minutes per test, that should give you ample time to check your other television sets. And if there is a problem, if you're not ready, there'll be a number on your screen that you can call and find out more about how you can be ready.
But even if all your TVs are hooked up to cable or satellite, there might be another reason to pay attention to the test and pick up a converter box.
If for whatever reason, some kind of catastrophe where cable or satellite would go out for days or weeks at a time, the old days of bringing out the old analog set, putting up the rabbit ears and looking at a ghost picture is no longer possible after February 17th. So you should go ahead and get the converter box.
You've gotten a lot of questions, as we know here, from viewers about the transition, and you're going to answer one of those right now. But there's another way that viewers can be in touch with you.
Yeah, I've decided to launch myself into the 21st century, and now I have a blog. So we're not just going to be discussing digital television, but also other tech-related stories, and even other stories I'll be working on. But please feel free to leave comments and questions, and even answers to questions I may not be able to answer on that blog. And we'll try to discuss things. We're going to discuss the test that's happening tomorrow, as well as some things that are happening next week. And yeah, I want to address a question that I got, and I've gotten this quite a bit. Hopefully we can put it up on the screen. And this is from Carl, and he says, I live about 20-something miles away from downtown. Will the digital signals get as strong as analog in February of 2009, or will they just still barely come in? We've gotten this question about people wondering because they don't get a picture immediately with the digital signal. I posed this question to our Vice President of Engineering, Ron Yurgovich.
You still have to have proper reception. And the one fault with digital, if there's a fault, is that it's either there and perfect or it's not there at all. And people are so used to watching analog signals that have a lot of snow and distortion, and the signal is barely getting there, but they can make it out, and so they're satisfied because at least they're getting the content. With the digital signal, if not able to decode the signal itself, it just goes away.
Well, besides WTTW here and you being here and our website, are there other ways for viewers to learn about the DTV transition?
Yeah, plenty of ways. Next week, the FCC is actually going to be coming into town. One of the commissioners, Deborah Tate, is going to be making a visit and holding some town hall meetings. And those meetings are going to happen on the 21st. One's going to be at the Copernicus Senior Center at 9:30 in the morning, and then at Kennedy King College at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You can get more information from the Illinois Broadcasters Association. Number on the screen, 618-985-5555. And this is a forum where people can come in, ask questions about the digital transition, and try to get some things answered so they can be informed on this transition, because some people are still a bit confused. Best Buy is also going to have a workshop next week that's going to happen on the 17th. That's Monday. Don't have an exact time, but it's going to happen in the afternoon. That's going to be at the Best Buy in Bucktown, 2100 North Elston. You can come there, get some of your questions answered, and continue to email us your questions. Maybe log on to the blog as well if you've got some other questions. And some people have been actually calling me on the telephone, so I'm trying to provide some IT support for them as well. So,
3 months to go, and I suspect you're going to be getting a lot of emails and calls.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Christian, thank you.